Please comment, like, and subscribe. It's Tuesday, October 24th, 2023. Yeah, creeping up on Halloween already. Fall is in the air. Basketball season is in our lap, actually. So, happy NBA Day to everybody, first and foremost. Uh, Happy NBA Day to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, sir. Watching the Lakers and Nuggets right now.
Perfect. I won't keep you too long. I know there's some good basketball on, so I appreciate you taking
Yes,
some
sir.
time out of your day, of your NBA day,
You're all good.
to chat a little bit. So, I moved my notebook for my shout outs. Of course I did. But now I got it. So, a couple of quick shout outs, Jimmy. Everyone who supports content creators, IRL or online, because it is not easy. It's not easy creating content. It's not easy, you know, um, having constant feedback. It takes a certain someone to keep doing it, keep putting stuff out, keep going, keep on trucking. So, uh, shout out to anybody that supports people that create content, whatever platform that is. Another shout out to Aussie Ballin for getting Wilt and Shy correct on the season 2 predictions that we did last week. So that was solid. Dude knows his basketball, and dude knows his my team apparently. Um, and I sent a tweet earlier, listed raids for like the last 7 streams as far as it would go back, and I just want to say thank you. And the Twitch community is very cool, where you get to meet a lot of people that you end up seeing in different streams, and a lot of people support each other. I did dodge a 24-hour stream, Jimmy. It was my longest stream ever this weekend. It was 15 hours. And no, I did.
I did it.
I didn't fall asleep with the stream on. I didn't do that. You could have, but no. 15 hours in, but each time it felt like I was running out of steam. Boom, like a raid or something cool would happen in stream, and then finally when I'd had enough, 15 hours, I was spent. I raided Most Ballin', and
Okay.
and he says, "Yo, T Small." You know how Most Ballin' says, "Yo." Uh, he said, "I was just about to raid you." And I was like, "Oh, thank goodness!" Because you know how when you get a raid, you feel like, "Okay, now, okay, the stream's almost starting over." The,
Yeah.
the energy's back up, especially when you get a big raid. And every raid is amazing, but some are overwhelming. That you're just like, "Oh my goodness!" I don't know this many people, and now all of a sudden there's this many people watching me. And so thank goodness that I rated him first, or I would have been in for a long night. And a lot of people, shout out Shibe and No Clue and Zach and Fiji and all those guys that were hanging out playing ball all day with me. It was a blast. And I missed a bunch of them because there's so many to name. Um,
Yeah, most rated me after his 24, which was nutty.
yeah, yeah, and all of a sudden, see the energy changes when you see something like that. And the pressure is on. I'm already very, very good at the game, so you really have to show off when new people show up, right? Was it
Oh, yeah.
was it Ted Williams who said you always want to act like or it might be somebody's first time seeing you, first time watching you when he was
Joe
asked why.
DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio. Okay, I figured you would correct me if I was incorrect. Thank you for that.
Yeah, he said there's always a kid out there watching me for the first or last time. I owe him my best.
There you go. There you go. And that's the constant pressure of streaming right there in a nutshell. Same thing as world class baseball, you know.
Exactly.
And my final shout out is to you, Jimmy, for being my teammate through these spaces. You've been a wealth of knowledge for me, guiding me through the game, and fun to talk to when we're not talking about 2K. You know.
Well, much appreciated.
Mm.
Much appreciated. It's been a pleasure, and there's a long way to go.
Oh,
And Christian Brown just blocked LeBron.
hey, so GOAT conversation is over then?
Nuggets are on fire right now. They're cooking.
You gotta have that, Braun. And the ring ceremony. Did you catch that?
I watched it all. It was very cool.
Yeah, that's something that that's kind of what we're talking a little bit about tonight. Individual basketball stories too. I don't know if anybody has a ring ceremony story from their conquest in basketball or something, but it's pretty awesome to see talent like that. I know we talked about it a little bit when they won the finals last year. Talent like that come together, and you see two players like Jokic and Murray, that almost become one on the basketball court.
They have that chemistry and that synergy they've built up over the years, and it's definitely a lot of fun to watch. So I've got Jamal on fantasy.
Oh.
So I'm locked in with that.
Okay, how you feeling about your fantasy squad?
It's been a blast. I've had to drop some people already because I need people for Thursday's night games. But overall, this next game is going to decide a lot. Beal's out. I picked up Gordon and Grayson Allen, so we'll see what happens. But so far, it doesn't matter if you win in fantasy. It doesn't matter who wins. But if you're a Nuggets fan, you've got to be pleased with how this first half is going.
So that there's players that don't even play a minute for you, and they're already cut.
Yeah, because you got to have people on your roster each night.
Yeah, see, and that's why it seems like fantasy basketball could be a lot of maintenance. Because I play fantasy football where it's, the games are once a week pretty much. Well, now they add Thursday and Monday, so they're making it wider, but a little more manageable. Each team only plays once a week, I should say. So, but it seems like basketball, you're doing a lot more monitoring, a lot more maintenance. You see that? Have you played any fantasy football at all?
I have not.
Okay.
I got into fantasy basketball because of my friend Bob in the COVID season.
Okay. And basketball is pretty much what brought us all together. All of these spaces, this space, all the other spaces. We all do have a story of basketball. Watching a basketball game on TV, possibly. Or in a game like that, like a game we're watching tonight, we would all have a similar story being able to watch it. Who we watched, what they did. But there's some stories that don't get told. Some stories that more personal. Our stories, the legend of us, our own legacy stories, that we got to share a little bit. That's why I tweeted a picture earlier of the Canadian Steph Curry. And that's Hamza. That's our friend LeHamsa. And because I saw he went live today, and I saw his profile picture, and I remembered the backstory behind that picture. He's holding it. I got it up on screen right now for the video, and he's holding this trophy. And I asked him about it, and it's a basketball trophy, and he won a 3-point contest. And a story he hadn't told in years, and but a picture that he's still very proud of. And I thought that's kind of one of the coolest things that's come out of these spaces. Stories like that. We all can pick apart cards and stuff, which we will. Which that's coming up, Jimmy. I got some questions for you on season 2. That's for sure. But the NBA season kicks off tonight, and a lot of fanfare, and we're all excited. But my question is, when was the last time you were excited about your basketball game? Maybe something that you had to attend, Jimmy. Maybe something that you had to take pictures of. Maybe something that you were asked to go to, and there was pressure on. There was excitement that you had to perform there.
You talk about rings, and I don't think I've ever been part of a ring ceremony, but when Butler made the Sweet 16, they got rings. I was going to say we, like bro thinks he's on the team. For my first 3 years of college, we made the tournament. And that was exciting. So that was definitely a lot of fun. And then you go from covering the Big East and Madison Square Garden and at the highest level of NBA pros, guys will be watching tonight, the next couple nights. And then you go to North Dakota in the smallest towns you could possibly imagine. It's a little bit of a culture shock.
100%. But to each person that's participating in that stuff, it's important that and you are part of the team, being a supporter, being a fan, being there. So
Sure.
rightfully so, and because my first basketball memory was a tournament in fifth grade. I just ended up staying at a friend's house, and I guess his parents got a call. He got reminded that there was a tournament, and it was an all-day tournament, all-day Saturday tournament, and I was hooked. And I was solid. I never made the school team. I tried out once. I played YMCA ball and I played church ball. I got my fix, and my friends were playing, and shout out my mom who even paid the fees for one of my friends just to make sure that I had a teammate at some point, and even in basketball kind of stuck with us, in a game we were winning, and this was probably seventh grade. In a game we were winning, and I was playing well. My defender said, "You ain't going nowhere, son," for some reason. Yeah, it was kind of just a lull moment in the noise in the stands in the crowd or whatever. There wasn't a lot of people anyway. It was probably a Y ball game or something. And he said, "You ain't going nowhere, son." And to this day, my friends will tease me about that. They'll bring up that phrase. And this is how many years later, and it's a basketball story because we were all there playing basketball, And my first pro game was a Knicks T-Wolves game in 1999 with my mom. We ended up going to Minnesota for Christmas and something. And we ended up, my uncle got us tickets and we went there, and Sprewell and Allen Houston. Always been a huge Spurs fan, but I liked Sprewell's game, and I liked Sprewell and Houston and Camby. I liked that team. And I got to see Vikings wide receiver Chris Carter at the game, and that was a blast. An individual basketball memory that sure many people might have seen that game on TV, but being there, having the experience I had is something that not a lot of other people got to have. And my last organized game for me my playing career was a few years back. I was just playing in a church ball league. It was probably one of the things that my buddy had invited me to play in his league and with his church, and he ended up blowing out his knee like the first game, and I stuck around and still played with the team because I was a good friend, but I was more of a basketball fan, of course. But he got to come and support the team, so I didn't bail on him. But it was one of those teams where we were hard to get a full squad together. And so Celtic for life, my oldest son, he was in town one week, and in town from college. This was a couple years back. And I said, "Hey, do you want to come watch a basketball game I'm playing in?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I said, "Hey, would you do me a favor and bring your shoes?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, bring your basketball shoes, just in case, you'll see." And sure enough, he ended up playing the whole game with us. We had 7 people, 2 subs, and some older, elder states, veterans, I should say veterans. I'll take that back. We had some veterans on our team. And they had like 12 or 14 or 16 people on their squad, so they were constantly subbing in, subbing out. The first quarter was great. We held our own, but then it was just a boat race. And we didn't have the engine. We didn't have the motor. And now... now it's just a little pickup here and there whenever we can, whenever you get a ball and a net or a hoop and a couple of friends or a couple of kids. I love basketball, always will. It'll always be part of me, and that's why I'm glad we do have 2K. And we do get to tie in things like 2K MyTeam and the players we watched. How about you, Jimmy? Have you been to a pro basketball game? Many. Okay. Do you remember your first?
The memory I have, I guess I went to a Bulls game when I was a newborn. But I must have been 5 or 6. So 2001, 2002, Jamal Crawford was on the Bulls, which that's a long time ago. So that's what I do remember. So it was when I was a really, really little kid.
Oh yeah, and that's a core memory that probably just takes something to stir it up. Like season 2. I guess season 1 is the memory. Season 2 is the future.
It's just crazy thinking about that time when Jamal Crawford was on the Bulls. Like, there's probably a lot of people on this app that probably don't know that ever happened.
And see, and then if they dropped a Jamal Crawford Bulls card, you'd be like, aha, I was there.
That would be fine. It's a Knicks, it's Clippers, it's Hawks. He played for a bunch of teams. So, but that was early, man. Those are the early days.
Oh yeah.
I went to a bunch more that I have better recollection of. I saw the Bulls and the Heat in the playoffs. That was fun.
Okay.
So I've been to a lot of games, and I've been fortunate to go to several different arenas, either for college or for pro basketball games.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you've taken the opportunity to go out and see stuff like that, like our friend Ramsey, and I'm gonna shout him out. He saw the number 2 pick in the draft at Chick-fil-A.
Are you familiar?
I'm familiar with Chick-fil-A more. I had to. But that's the kind of cool things, going out, getting around, especially being in a city where there's basketball action, where other teams come into town. You know, that's kind of what I've missed. The areas that I've grown up in, there's no home team, so there's never an away team coming into town. But going out and taking advantage of stuff like that. If you have the ability to go see a pro game, within your means, go do it. Or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. One of my best memories is the Bulls and Timberwolves game in the 2019-20 season in Minnesota, and literally a week after that, the season shut down.
Oh.
I've been to an NBA game with no fans. That's something I'll talk about for a long time. Bulls again versus Pacers here in Indianapolis. There was a huge winter storm that day. It was shut down. It was during the COVID season as well, and it was just really the players' families and me. So that was something I'll never forget. That I was at that game, and it went into overtime. It was a memorable game to be in an environment where there weren't fans.
Oh yeah. And see, yeah, and that's a unique basketball experience. That's something that brought everybody together. And so to start us off, Jimmy, I won't. Again, I don't want to keep you too long. And this is open mic for anybody that does want to share their basketball memories. We are going to get into how great we were coming up and how great Jimmy was coming up.
No, there's no time for that segment. I wasn't very good. So
Okay.
Let's keep it rolling.
How about a recent win for you then? How about a recent win?
Yeah, Friday, I had 2 streams and totaled about 8.5 hours.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that was fun.
Word on the street is you're you're streaming on 2 different platforms now?
Yeah. Today, I did the Equal Chance, the event, and I got Jaren Jackson, so that was pretty neat.
Okay. And that's it. Yeah, that's one of the big things that they're promoting for season 2. Did you do everything that you wanted in season 1?
Yeah, everything that I wanted got done, for sure.
Okay. So what is your approach to season 2 then? Is it the same? Go for Wilt first on any platform that you can play it on?
Yeah, I'm mixing it up a little bit, but I've always loved using MJ. That goes back to 2K11.
Okay.
So, in the Jordan Challenge, the OG Jordan Challenge. So, we were in a situation where when I saw him, I'm like, I got to lock in. So, I got him on both consoles, did the agendas, got your boy Timmy D, so he can pair up with Kawhi on my PS5 account. And
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. See, there you go. Squad building.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And
are you squad building at all for salary cap by any chance? Because word on the street is once again, Jimmy. We've talked about this a few weeks back. I think probably 6 weeks back, about how you're a sweat in salary cap.
I mean, look.
How high did you make it this time?
On the leaderboards?
On the leaderboards, yes. On the leaderboards.
I was number 8 at one point.
Number 8 in the world.
Yeah.
8th in the world. Is that tweetable or is only first in the world tweetable? Because I think 8th in the
I
world
mean,
is absolutely tweetable.
it was cool. I was touching grass on Saturday. I came back down, and I was like, you know what? Let me play a couple games, and then I just kept winning. Um, and I was strategically thinking that I have a feeling MJ's salary is going to get changed, and I was right for once in my life. So I was just using MJ, and I know his animations. I know where the spots I want to get to with him. I know that he's a great defender. It's all about MJ. So
100%.
yeah.
And because he's the GOAT, right? Since Braun blocked LeBron.
I mean, look, well, that's another conversation for another day. I love MJ and LeBron. A lot of people are either in one camp or the other. I'm a huge LeBron fan. Don't get it twisted. I have his biography. You'd be hard pressed to find a bigger LeBron fan than me. But I got a lot of respect for MJ too, and I wish I was older to fully appreciate his greatness and what he brought. We'll have that conversation another day because I've said this 1,000 times, but I don't think it's fair to LeBron to do that now because it's obvious that he has some left in the tank.
Yeah, it seems like he's got a lot left in the tank. Just from the outside looking in. I've been his age, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. When the sun sets on his career, whatever that is, I mean, he seems to continuously beat Father Time, but there'll be a day where it's very sad, but very bittersweet when he retires. And then we can have that conversation and talk about it because I don't want to have that conversation now because I don't think he's even close to being done.
No. And every time somebody says he's done, then it's another MVP caliber season.
Exactly.
Yeah. So probably the GOAT of season 2 might be Shy, or that's what it's kind of geared towards, the top grind. Is that you think that's the...
Yeah, it could be. MJ's going to play for me for a long time. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Wilt has to offer. I think that's a big name that gets folks excited each year, early in the year. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I was very excited for Kyrie. I'm a big fan of his, and he's done his job for me. Mm-hmm. Wade kind of replaced him. And then Wilt is going to play for me for a long time on both, no doubt about it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100% Wilt.
That guy. So...
And so the NBA is back event. That's what's going on right now. That was just dropped today.
Yes, sir.
30 wins gets you an amethyst. That's what I hear. And there's also a Joel Embiid floating around.
Yes, he's a diamond.
He's a diamond. All right. And those, how are those attainable? Is that packs or just because work to space, I still have a little bit of homework to do as far as...
For sure.
Because I got Tim Duncan. I probably don't need Embiid, but hey. Once you get into collecting, you start collecting them all, like Pokemon.
A lot of questions today. So 30 wins in any mode until Friday, except for challenges. You can't just spam the free throw challenge over and over again.
That would have been nice.
So just a heads up on that. So that's that, and then you get an equal chance amethyst. So that's of choice, not a choice, but equal chance of 4. Bankero, Markkanen, Jaren Jackson, and Malcolm Brogdon. There you go. Okay. And then you have the Diamond and B. There's no lock-in. It's just those 5 cards. But 30 wins, any mode, until Friday. And I'm sure you're going to mention the locker code. Because, I mean, excluding the NBA ID ones, it was the first one of the year today. So, just a heads up on that.
Can we expect one locker code every other season?
I'm not sure. But it's there. It is active. I was able to activate it on both accounts. It's a real thing. So, just letting you know. But, yeah, you can get that Amethyst equal chance pack. Like I said, I pulled Jaren Jackson. I actually got Bankero from the locker code, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. There was that agenda, and it's in the events tab. So,
all right.
There's no agenda; it's an event. So you got to kind of keep track of the shattered prizes that you're going along the way. this is another Shattered prize that I'd love to see more of in the future. The first one being Robert Ory, if you remember him from all the way back in the beginning of season 1.
Oh, geez. That seemed like that was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Ah, season 1. Jeez. Well, I'm looking forward to that, to testing out the new cards. I you hear when you're on Twitter, you hear both the good and the bad about every card, so you don't really know for sure.
Jaron Jackson is worth a test drive.
He's the one. Okay. Triple J.
I think of the Amethyst, I think he's far and away the best. So that's where we're at.
And the real NBA is back. That's why the NBA event is happening.
Correct, Dan.
And so, what's your team? What team do you support?
Oh, at this point, I'm just a fan, and it's kind of just rooting for players.
Okay.
But like I said,
was there a team that you cheered for growing up? Like maybe a family inherited team or somebody like that?
For sure. Being in such close proximity to Chicago, that was effectively the hometown team, or the team closest. I'm in where I grew up is in Indiana, but is in the unique part where we tend to root for Chicago teams because of the proximity. It's ever called the region. You should look it up sometime. It's called the region. So in Northwest Indiana, some people will be, Pacers fans, Colts fans, etc. But they lean more heavily towards Chicago teams, and that's who I, skewed toward rooting for growing up. And there was a time where I was ride or die. I really want the Bulls to win. D Rose is the best, and all that different stuff. And it's not like I want them to lose. Like I hope they win. Just more so, just following the league from a bird's eye view now, and seeing what's going on around the league, and rooting for my favorite players. Like I last year, I always found myself looking at the Timberwolves on League Pass. I don't know why I always watch them. But yeah, absolutely. Like I'll always have a soft spot for the Timberwolves as well. So
they're a fun team to watch. Fun team to watch this year.
They will be for sure, and I'll watch them on League Pass, and they're kind of an adopted team, I guess you could say. But there's so many players I like watching around the league that. It's tough to be just a fan of one team anymore. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm never going to root for the Bulls to fail. I want them to win.
Oh, yeah, especially playing fantasy basketball, too. You got to root for all different kinds of teams, all different kinds
100%.
of players. Yep.
100%, man. It brings a new level, it brings a new element to it. And I love watching Jamal Murray. So the fact that I got him on the 7th round of my draft, I mentioned it. There's that story from Jackie McMullen, shout out to her, she's awesome. Back in 2019, where he was in the frozen tundra, and he built himself for this, and he ended up winning a championship. So that's somebody I really enjoy watching, and now I have an extra reason, an extra incentive to root for him this year, because he's on my fantasy team. So yeah, he's an awesome player, and I could go down the line. Okay, I even with the Bulls again, I got DeMar. So that's.
I just ripped a 4K pack and got DeMar, the Emerald one.
There you go.
Yeah, I saw a Ruby, but it turned out to be Spoelstra, the coach.
Yeah. There you go. Mm-hmm. And I love watching Tatum, and I got him, so the list goes on.
Oh yeah, and so do you see my team making an effort to tie the NBA season in with our game? Because I know in Park they have you can pick them. You do the daily pick 'em for. VC, and we had the playoff Evos last year, but it didn't seem to me it didn't seem like there was a lot of memorable stuff that was tie-in from the season to my team last year.
We did have, if they were sparse, we did have a few moments cards. I'll never forget the Alvarado card. I picked him up in fantasy for that game, and that was something I'll never forget. But what you should keep an eye out for, Tim, is something that I really wanted to see. Here very shortly, they're going to have this in-season tournament where they're going to have regular season games that are going to be fighting for this in-season championship, and then the tournament finals are going to be played in Las Vegas. So we know there's an event that's going to be based around that's going to be coming up here in the next month. So definitely looking forward to seeing what that's about. They're talking about it right here. They're kind of playing it how they do with soccer, in a sense. So pretty excited for it, and there's extra money on the line for the winning team, and it should add a little bit of spice to the regular season because 82 games is a lot of games.
It is.
And season it was something like it was in the 60s. I want to say 66 is a name that sticks out. You had a lot more back-to-backs where teams had two nights, two games, back to back on the same on different nights, and I don't know. This just spiced things up a little bit more, and definitely, we know that something is coming in my team around it.
I'm hoping so, because it's nice to have that tie-in where because we're back in the day. We had these cards. I don't remember which card company it was, but you could buy a card, and there was a certain challenge a player would have to do at a certain game. And if they got that stat line done, you could mail that card in for like a jersey or something.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and it was awesome. And that was kind of a little bit of the My Team thing when they had the so-and-so gets so many assists, he goes up to an amethyst. That was maybe not to the same degree of getting a sweet jersey in the mail, but, bumping a card up, I can see where that can be exciting.
So back in 22, they had the primetime cards where you were rooting for these players to match to get these stat lines, and it ended up being Robert Covington and Nicholas Batum who got the Evos. That Covington card was really good. So hopefully they do something like that. But this whole in-season tournament thing, I'm very interested in it from an NBA fans' perspective, but also from a My Team perspective to see what they've got. What they've got up for us. Season 2, we got Halloween right around the corner. You got that, what I just mentioned. You got Thanksgiving, because season 3 starts on December 1st. So there you go.
Oh yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. But I will skip over the IRL basketball questions for you then, Jimmy. But that's kind of the topic for anybody listening, anybody that does want to speak. It's kind of your basketball memories, your basketball experience. Maybe your first game you went to, and then also My Team, how you're playing My Team, how you're enjoying My Team. Maybe you're not enjoying it at all and you just want to come up here and vent. Who knows?
I just want to say that Jokic is cooking right now.
Does Jokic always cook? When is he? I know he's like a couple-time MVP. Is he get the credit? He should.
Hopefully so now. I don't know, man. We're talking about fantasy. He's the best fantasy player, bar none.
Is he the number one pick all the time?
In my draft, he went number 2. We got a big Bucks fan named Bob, so he picked Giannis. It's Jokic and Giannis. Yeah, I think Giannis is number 2, but he went number 1 in the draft. And Jokic is he's just a total beast, man. He does everything. So, from a fantasy perspective and from obviously a perspective of impacting winning, he does it all. For as good as AD is, he's definitely giving him the business. So,
hey, when you master that catapult shot, that's probably as unguardable as the Kareem skyhook.
He gets it done, man. He gets it done.
Yeah. Well, you also get it done, Jimmy. You're getting it done in a couple different places. So, where can people find your game? Because we're hoping My Team ties the NBA season in with our game. But where can people find your game?
Here on Twitch, here on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, you name it, I'm there.
And are you liking the double shift, the Twitch and YouTube? Is that?
I've always thought about streaming on YouTube, so it's definitely something that I wanted to do. And give it a try. That's my biggest thing, is giving it a try.
100%. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing on content creation. You put it out there and see what happens. You never know. And give her a try. Give it the old college try, as they used to say back in the day.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So all good, and that's about it for me.
And I appreciate it, Jimmy. And the Nuggets won because of teamwork. So if you had to pick 2 teammates to shout out on your way out, who would you pick? 2 teammates.
Yeah, obviously Nolan. He's he's been there since before all this started. I gotta recognize that because he knew me way before any of this started.
Which is huge. Which is huge.
Yeah. No, I mean, how do you even pick somebody, man? But I'll tell you a teammate that Seba and I teamed up to draft his team, and we were kind of working together on a lot of stuff. So he's helped me to become familiar.
I am familiar with Seba as well. Yeah, we're becoming familiar.
Yeah. We had to have some teamwork the other day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, so you're a professor both in my team and in fantasy basketball.
I mean, look, I've tried, Tim. I've tried, man. I've become increasingly better. I started off horrible. I became mid. Last year, I was a contender. I was in the mix. This year, it's put up or shut up time. Like at some point, we gotta get it done. This is year number 4 for me. So.
Well, I'm cheering for you, Jimmy. I'm cheering for you, and I appreciate your time as always. Like I said, I won't keep you. It is the NBA is back tonight, and there are some things to talk about on season 2. Just looking at the playbook, they did have the Ready for Liftoff set, which was the promo set, coming out on Friday.
Yeah, and before I get going, we know when the playbooks are dropping this season. It's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Thursday's a big day for me personally, a cultural celebration. That's almost more important than my birthday, honestly. But we're getting a playbook on Thursday as well.
Okay. So it looked like this playbook was a little bit incomplete. It only went up till the 26th. So that's nice that another one is coming out on Thursday.
Yeah, if you go in the season 2 courtside report that came out last, they have all the dates for all the playbooks this season, which is nice and a change from season 1 because we didn't really know when they were about to drop.
Oh yeah, it is nice to have some kind of schedule of content too. It helps for those part-time grinders as well.
Familiarize yourself. I'm out.
All right, thanks again, Jimmy. Thanks again. Enjoy the basketball. Enjoy the NBA. The NBA is back, and it looks like the agendas tomorrow will be for Kawhi Leonard Series 1. Looks like some Series 1 agendas are the ones coming out.
Kawhi and Sabonis.
Kawhi and Sabonis. Perfect. And if anybody else does want to speak about my team, want to speak about their basketball experience, I was kind of surprised by my first basketball experience being in a tournament, but once you get hooked on the chemistry of the game, once you get hooked up on the chemistry of basketball, especially start playing with your friends, and then you start playing with the same friends over and over again, basketball becomes part of your life. I know there was a whole a clothing company, I believe, that had "Ball is Life" for their slogan, and it did pretty well because a lot of people do believe that ball is life, and so much so that they're bringing out reward balls for Hoff badges. And I don't know if anybody still badges up cards to use. We can't badge up cards to sell, so I don't know if Hoff badges are as hot as they used to be for badging up cards. I know somebody who's collecting Hoff badges on his My Player is Isaac. Isaac, how you doing tonight? See if you're. I know we had a little bit of connectivity issues with you last week, Isaac. So hopefully we can get your mic sorted out. Cause you're.
What's up?
Yo, Isaac, how you doing? I heard you guys were at a party tonight.
Yeah.
What's
Southmore alumni party.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you popping in during the party. How's the party going?
Really good.
What's the what kind of refreshments do you have? What you eating out there?
Well, we just had pizza, and now we're having desserts.
Okay. I like that. I love that. Let me get Evan in here as well.
Oh, he'll be surprised.
And so Isaac, real quick, how's season 2 coming for you? I won't. Are you
Really
playing?
good.
Yeah, because you were DMing me a couple of your accomplishments as you went, which I really appreciate the
Yeah.
update. What's your best card right now?
My best card is actually the NBA is back. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay, the new card that just came out. You already got him.
Yeah, I actually pulled 3 of the new ones.
3 of the new ones.
I got Triple J, Paulo Banchero, and Laurie Markkinen.
All right. So I'm just looking at some of these prices, Isaac. So you're rolling in it then. So are you what's your move? You grinding the agendas or getting packs, or how do you getting them?
I've been grinding some games to get the MT to open the packs to pull the players.
Okay, nice. So you're grinding my team just like that. Are
Yeah.
are you going for Wilt?
I'm working on getting to Will Chamberlain.
Okay. What about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? That seems like a guy you'd be a fan of.
Oh, it is the guy I'm a fan of, but it will be challenging to try and do the unlimited run.
100%. He's like the Brandon Roy grind of last season.
Yeah.
Did you get Brandon Roy?
I did not.
I didn't either. I didn't get Chris Bosh. Did you get Chris Bosh?
Not yet.
No. That's the trickiest grind of all right now. The gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Hopefully, good luck to you on your Shy grind. That's for sure.
I will. I did get to 90 overall in my career.
That's right. Tell me a little bit about your players. So you're a one-time champion or what? Two-time champion now? Two-time champion. Jeez.
This Aiden, Donovan Mitchell, and Giannis who's signed into the OKC Thunder.
Okay, so you're convincing all the stars to go to Oklahoma City. Okay, what position you play?
I mean, it's been going really well.
What build do you got for your my career?
So my main build is the point guard that can actually dunk and shoot threes, and with the GOAT skill.
Okay.
Hang on one sec.
No problem. See, and Isaac pops in, Evan pops in, hanging out from a party, just to give us all an update on what's going on in my team and basketball, because that's it's a tie that binds us. It's a thread that keeps us in communication for some reasons, And he, see, like my friend Ramsey, he's a Madden player, but I still get to talk to him. I still get to hang out with him because we met through basketball. That's.
I'm back.
All right.
Just won a prize.
You just won a prize. See, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what you won?
All kinds of good snacks like a Reese's, Kit Kat, Hershey's, $100,000 in a Snick.
Okay.
Called Satisfies.
That's a win. Winning prizes at parties. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Just like the NBA being back is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What's your favorite team?
The Oklahoma City Thunder.
And why is that? Why do you like the Thunder?
Because they're a young team and hope one day they can win the championship.
Okay. Now, have you been to any Thunder games?
I have.
All right. And what was your best moment there? Do you remember a big dunk or something? Anything cool that stands out?
The best one I've liked was the one where when the Thunder had Westbrook and Paul George, and we were facing the Rockets, but Paul George made a buzzer beater.
That's sick. See, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it was the best moment to see.
Yep. And how about you, Isaac? Do you play basketball at all?
I do.
All right, all right. Now, do you have a basketball story of your own?
So, this was back when I was in high school. I was a basketball manager 2 years for sophomore, and one time I actually got to start.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All around.
And I got to make a putback layup.
All right, all right. So that's a W. That's a win right there. Nice job.
Yeah.
Put yourself in position to score. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
And I don't think I even asked you about your recent win, did I? Because we were so excited about the party. I didn't ask you about your recent win.
So my recent win is actually there's a lot of recent wins, but the best one is the Texas Rangers going to the World Series.
Okay, there you go. And see, my Twins didn't make it. So good on your Rangers for beating the Astros. I'll tell you that.
I mean, I was trying to root for the Dodgers to beat the Diamondbacks, but the Diamondbacks just showed the Dodgers who they were.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah, that's a good win. That's a good win.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, the Nuggets won because of their teamwork. That's how they won championships.
Yes.
So if you had to pick two teammates to try to win a championship, who are you picking?
I would pick my buddy Evan, and I would pick you.
Hey, I appreciate that, Isaac. I appreciate that. I think we'd make a pretty solid team.
With the three of us, we could be a dynamic trio.
Dynamic trio. I like that. Okay. But you guys would have to throw on the San Antonio Spurs jerseys for me, though. How about that?
We could do any type of jersey.
Perfect for Wemby.
Big jersey guys.
Yeah, and I'd wear a Thunder jersey too, just for you guys. No problem.
Yeah.
And thanks a bunch, Isaac. As always, I appreciate your enthusiasm in the game, and you make the game more fun for a lot of people to play, me included.
Yeah.
And with that, we got to bring in your partner, your party partner, Evan.
All right, let's do it.
Evan, you there?
What's up, Tim? How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm feeling fine. Thank you for the wonderful manners.
No problem. How about a recent win? Recent win for you.
Well, I went to the OU football game on Saturday against UCF. It was a close one.
And how'd it go?
It was okay at first. Our quarterback didn't have enough good passes, but he got back on track and he finally found the right ones.
All right, good, excellent. And so the big news in our side is the NBA is back. Are you seeing?
Yes, it is.
Do you have a favorite NBA team?
Of course, it's the Thunder.
About the Thunder. Okay, why the Thunder?
Well, when they first moved, actually before they were formed, they were in Seattle called the Supersonics because I wasn't sure of who they were, but now they formed here in OKC. I was like, I know that team because their logo is like a storm.
Okay. That's a great reason. Do you have any favorite players?
My favorite ones are SGA because he's the best. Of course, Josh Giddey's an awesome guy because he's from Australia.
I've met a lot of Australians through 2K. Funny enough, Evan, we've probably both talked to some Australians through 2K without knowing it. Oh yeah. Unpluckable.
That's awesome.
Unpluckable. He was in the spaces. I'm betting you may have talked to him in seasons past. So yeah, that's one cool thing about 2K and Josh Giddey, Australian.
Yeah, that's not so bad. That's cool.
Nope. So do you have any expectations of the Thunder this season? Are they going to be winning like Oklahoma?
Yeah, I think they will, especially since Chet is back. I think we're going to be okay. As long as we don't get injury bugged, we should be okay.
Yep. Oh yeah, Chet. I was a big fan of Chet in college, so I'm excited to watch him play. For sure.
Yeah, He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's strong.
Stretch big, can launch, can dribble, can do it all. Also Wemby. I'm looking forward to watching Wemby play as well.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna watch that game tomorrow night to think about you.
I appreciate that. And so, have you been to any basketball games in person?
I've been to some Thunder ones. Like this year, I went to one on April 2nd against the Suns, and it didn't look good, but it was a fun game. I got to experience it.
Oh yeah. It's pretty neat being in a place where there's so many thousands of people just there to watch a basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
just
like you're at a concert.
Well, not as much as your Oklahoma football games though. Those are the ones where there's tens or 100,000 people watching the one game.
Oh yes.
So
yes, that's correct.
So maybe basketball is a little calmer for you.
Those yeah, I agree.
Those are still fun to go to, as far as seeing all the different away teams, seeing the different great players when they come through your city.
Right. It's like baseball almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and being able to take advantage of it, being able to go watch them, that's always fun to do.
Yeah, and of course you get to get that wonderful vibe in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so, do you play basketball?
I sure do. I'm with the Special Olympics team of Southmore and More Extreme, but I'm not doing it this year because my buddy Isaac's been playing.
Okay. So you played basketball before. Do you have a basketball story from you?
One time when I played at Southmore, I made a three-pointer on my first attempt in 2016 on my last Supercat Slam, and they were like, what?
Love it. Crowd goes wild. Evan launches the three. Crowd goes wild.
Yeah, and then I made my first two free throws when I played for More Extreme.
Okay. So you're a ball player.
I always have to be ready.
Ball player through and through.
Yep, that's what I try to do. I have to be careful whenever I'm with my team.
I'm trying to approve Ramsey to speak, but it seems like it keeps kicking him back to listener. We do got Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll pop in. It's going to take a while, but I'm sure he'll be around.
Oh, yeah, once in a while. That's just Twitter. Trying to mess with us, I guess. That's,
Yeah, it looks like Isaac's got a question. He's got something. Let's see what he's got.
Let's see what Isaac's got.
I actually remember one time when I was doing the More Extreme one time, I actually made a buzzer beater three like Lillard from way downtown.
There you go.
Tournament.
Exactly. That's a win right there.
Yeah.
And so, Evan, are you at the same party as Isaac's at?
I am. It's right by my house. It's really awesome.
Okay. And have you won anything yet? Because Isaac's win.
I won another candy basket just like my buddy Isaac did. We're both 2 for 2 on winning prizes.
Oh, look at you guys go, man. That's awesome. That makes my day hearing about your guys' wins. Because that's.
I know. We love making you feel pretty special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why it's the main question of the space is your recent win. Something that, because back in the day we used to have show and tell, where we used to bring something in and show everybody and show something cool that we had, and now we got this.
Yeah, that's like in school.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it takes teamwork to put a space like this together. It's very weird just listening to one person speak for hours. Unless you're in school, I suppose. But
yeah,
it's
true.
It's a lot funner to chat with you guys. Evan, Isaac, and Jimmy, of course.
Thank you.
Jimmy, of course, and again, that takes teamwork, teammates. So
we like to be a good team.
So if you had to call on two teammates to try to win,
You.
Mm-hmm. You're calling on two teammates now.
All right.
To try to win, who are you calling on?
Okay. My first one is Isaac because when he needs me, I always have to listen to him, and he always has to give me good tips.
Excellent.
And then the last one, I would say maybe Hollow J, because I know Isaac likes to learn from him as well, because Hollow J's a good man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Hollow J, great shout-outs. I cannot disagree with either one of those. I wouldn't disagree, but I support those shout-outs 100%.
Yeah.
Because Hollow J has helped me learn a bunch of stuff as well.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate you, Evan. And you guys go back to partying, all right? And I appreciate
Thank you so
the
much.
update. And let me know how bowling goes. And
We will.
And I bet you guys are gonna have one heck of a Halloween party.
We will, because next week we're gonna have our 8-pin or more. Hopefully, we'll get a 300.
Oh, okay, yeah, 300. Well, I'm hoping for a 300 for you.
You bet. We'll keep you updated.
And a guy that does keep it 300 with me is Ramsey. Ramsey, how you doing?
I'm all right, Tom.
Excellent. There were some connection issues. Sorry, I was trying to approve you and get you back in. How about a recent win?
A recent win. I went to go get Chick-fil-A, and then I met Brandon Miller, the Hornets' first round draft pick. He was pretty cool. Cool dude. Got to talk and chat up with him. He was just a cool dude.
Yeah.
It was random, so but like I assumed that it had been like on the radio that that he was going to be at that location or whatever, because when I was leaving, like, people were coming in with like their Hornets gear and stuff. And it's a good thing he didn't ask me if I was a Hornets fan, because I would have told him no, I only go see y'all, see how I can get whooped. But he's really cool.
Yeah, he's
really a nice dude.
That is awesome. That is awesome, and that's one benefit of being in a bigger city, living in a bigger city, getting out and about. Has anything like that ever happened before? Because that's never happened to me. If I run into a celebrity, it's because I'm at their concert or something, and they're on stage, and they don't see I'm there. That's the kind of a big city thing that a lot of people miss out on. Has that anything like that happened before with you?
Yeah, but with college players.
Okay. But still, in the South, college football players, college basketball players are quote unquote pro athletes with the celebrity status.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, that's cool. So you're probably more in awe of Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No, I'm just joking. So, season 1 is gone, Ramsey of my team, and season 2 is here. And they've changed up a little bit, and they've kept some of the grinds the same. What do you see as someone who has the pulse of the community? You can see the good and the bad. You got the breakdown. How do you see the start of season 2 is going? Because the NBA is back, and we're going to get to the NBA is back.
I need to see Friday's drop. That's what I'm contingent on, that first Nightmare set, because I expect it to be at least LeBron in there, hopefully, for people. A lot of people expect it to be a big name card, but I mean, I know how much Jordan was. That wasn't cute. 273,000 MT is ridiculous for a card. Yeah. That's ridiculous. I'm telling you right now, the amount of people this past week going into it that have said I am done with 2K is frightening. It's frightening. It's truly frightening, because I'm hearing from names that I would never think to even get upset at the game, but they're just like, I'm not burning myself out on this game. So we'll see. I mean, today's drop enticed some people, but a lot of people were like, it's just bigs. So yet again, they better figure out something or a system that works for them, because it is not going to just keep people enticed anymore. I know, 2K's doing a good job for the most part, but they gotta step up in some freaking areas, man. And then they gotta look for real. On the real though, these accidental bans have got to go. It's ridiculous. It's the same thing we dealt with at the end of 23. And 2K support is crap. I don't even know it's the worst than worse. It's the lowest of low. We still got people in the community still not heard nothing. And it's been over 24 hours, going into 48 hours. It's ridiculous. I got people typing in chats every day talking about I got banned. And we're like, well, did you quit out? Because that's why you got banned. Or if you're rage quitting, you know the rules. They're like, no, I won. I have the screenshot. And they're getting banned. And we're sitting here trying to talk about new cards? It's ridiculous, bro. This is not going to last until November. People, I guarantee you, you might see less people if they don't get their act together around Thanksgiving, not on around Thanksgiving than you ever had before. People are going to be like, I would rather go sit with my family. So I'm tired of people standing up for this weak behind company when they keep doing this. It's ridiculous. Tell it how it is. It's bull jobs. And so people want to smile and grin about this card and that card. It's atrocious what you see and what people do for these cards. It's ridiculous. And you think this is supposed to last the whole 2K? You talk about the NBA being back. You're right. The NBA is back because they're gonna probably have more viewership because nobody gonna want to be on 2K. Everybody on PS is on Spider-Man. Straight up.
What in your feeling? What do you think is the biggest issue? If there was one, because it sounds like you're hearing from multiple different people.
It ain't one. They don't. I hear from everybody because everybody's starting to voice their opinion. I'm seeing streamers in their stream and be like, "That's it. I'm giving y'all an hour today. I can't do it no more." It's ridiculous. This game want to drop agendas left and right, but not fix an accidental ban? Really? Even if it's put in the system to trigger the ban, fix it. If it can automatically trigger, you can automatically fix it. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Figure it out. We're not going to make it to December. We're not even going to make it to November. It's really ridiculous. It's truly like there's no.
I guess I've been lucky. Maybe I probably don't play enough online yet.
No. I am not. You wanted this. You getting all of it now. You getting all of it, and this is real. This is really egregious how this company keeps handling certain situations, and then they want to price fix this or make this card that, and then this and that, and then switch this and switch that. That's why people get frustrated. I have plenty of people in the community that are really known, and they have had clips of them raging over this game. It's ridiculous. This is supposed to be a stress relief for people from IRL stuff. So when IRL stuff is stressful, and then I try to get on 2K, and I'm on 2K for 5 minutes, and I'm already pissed off, that is a problem. Bump an agenda. Cute, you dropped a new agenda. Whoop-de-doo. What are you doing about the people who don't hear back 3 or 4 days about a ban or accidental ban or this and that? Fix it. So yeah, I don't even know what you want to say about this game, but the game is not in a good state, and it hasn't been for about real shit 2 months. It's not been good because people are starting. The last of the last hope is gone for people. And what is up with every patch? Every new patch. We weren't supposed. What did Mike Wang say? We're not getting a new patch, didn't he? We're not getting a new patch. Then why are we getting 3 and 4 patches every day? People saying I can't shoot now. Now I can shoot. Now I can't shoot. Now I can shoot. It's easy to shoot. Stop patching the game. You see, Madden had 1 patch since they come out, and it's messed up everything for them, and they're trying to fix it because they've had 1 patch since this game come out, and it messed up everything on defense for people, and people are still pissed. So you telling us in the community, oh, we're not going to have a patch, and then within the last week we done got 2 or 3 patches. It's atrocious. What are you doing? Because the patches, people even said the other day on stream, this is not day 1 2K. It's not the same because they keep patching it every 2 seconds, trying to make it right, trying to fix it now. Don't fix it now. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Straight up. People are tired, and I'm telling you now. You listen. People, look, co-op is not gonna save it like it did last year. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee you that because people already don't like the stuff that they see in co-op. Just the other day, I was seeing Hamza play with somebody, and a fan ran onto the court. Fix it, 2K. Fix it. But people want to skin and grin, and oh, 2K this, 2K that. 2K is bad. It's a bad game. Straight up. 2K24 is a bad game. And I'm not holding my tongue not another day. You heard? Because it's ridiculous. So if that's what you really want to know about 2K, it's not a good game. And people would rather play Spider-Man, party animals, people jumping over back to Madden. 2K is not fun for anybody. I've seen I had everybody tabbed up on Season 2 day. That was about the only day that was happy, because after that, or decently happy. They tired. It's ridiculous. So until it gets fixed, it's not good. It's not good, because it's going to keep coming. And Friday, they better have it corrected. With whatever they drop.
Oh, yeah.
With whatever they drop.
So you're probably not going for Wilt then.
No, I'm not getting the game, because why would I spend my money on this week behind game? This week behind game.
And I guess just to play devil's advocate.
We ain't playing no damn devil's advocate. Nope. It's weak and weak.
But the streamers that are quitting that you're watching, are they still streaming the next day?
Just about, but they not streaming 2K, or they have to take a mental break, because it's ridiculous.
I know, because I know a lot of us, especially on social media, a lot of us are very emotional as far as tweeting. I hate everything.
It can be emotion, but guess what? It's still real feeling. It can be emotion behind it, but it's still real feeling, because we're not even gonna try to brush it under the rug with that word, emotional. Yeah, they having an emotional reaction because they fitting tired. They're tired. Yeah, I would turn up too. Yeah, you dropping Raymond Felton like I'm gonna use him for real? Yeah, that's weak. That is weak. Call it what it is. Call a spade, and people don't want to do that, and people want to keep condoning it. Call a spade, and this game is weak. 2K24. I've heard all week. I've heard in some streams, this is worse than 23 gameplay. This is it, because they keep changing it. That's the issue. That's one of the biggest issues. People liked the game 2 weeks ago, and since 2 weeks ago, you're giving 2 patches when you said you weren't going to give a patch. That's weak. Straight up. Ain't no more sugarcoating. Ain't no more, no. It's weak. Straight up. Nobody wants to play this game. They on for 2 hours, maybe, and off of it. They keep changing it every 2 seconds. It could change Friday. We get a new drop, whatever the nightmare is. They could give another patch. Stop changing the game. Because when you change the game and you affect certain things in it, it gets people pissed. Because when they're just adjusting to the last change, when you change it again, now they got to readjust again. That's the issue. Duh, it's not rocket science. Stop changing the game so damn much. Straight up. And then maybe you would keep people interested in it. Because as of right now, people get on, do their hour stream, and 45-minute stream, and they're off. And you know what? I saw it today from somebody. They said 2K better get their stuff together, because Fortnite come back with their new OG map. That sound like somebody about to leave 2K for real. So yeah, it's getting it's beyond getting ridiculous. It is atrocious.
So is that what you see? Is that what you see as the biggest issue, the tinkering with the gameplay? Because it
changes all the time. I've talked to everybody who plays the game. It changes. One day they can hit from there, the next they can't. The shooting changes, everything. The dribble style changes, everything. It's not fun when you keep changing the game. Why did we have 2 more patches since the last time, and you said there wasn't going to be no patches? What do you keep patching? Stop it. Stop changing it. It's getting people frustrated.
I know today somebody tweeted that, here comes another patch, and it was actually the update for MyTeam.
Well, you know why they said here comes another patch? Because we've had 2 since last week. That's what they're saying. They're like, I'm just expecting a new patch. Because they keep changing it anyway.
But I guess that's what I mean about having an emotional tweet. Like, here we go, I'm going to tweet this right where before we even know for sure what's going on.
And either way, and you know what? That tweet could be emotional, but you know what? I see it as a precursor, because that tweet could have been tweeted today, and then by Friday, what happens? New patch notes. And that person was right.
So it could be just an early tweet for the next patch. You're right. You never know.
It's getting ridiculous. Don't. We done. Put it out on the table. Lay those cards on the table because what they are failures right now. Those cards are failing. That's real. That's real.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know enough because I see where you're coming from, and I see a lot of where you're coming from. I'm still enjoying the game. Just for me, how I play it. Because I'm not trying to be a completionist. I'm not trying to be comp. I'm not trying to, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have fun with the game, and I've found a way to do it. But I can see if I was total comp and all of a sudden my shooting's different, I can see where I'd be mad. Or if I want to get every card in the game and I can see where there's still this cost to get certain cards, I can see where the frustration would come. I can see that 100%.
This is what I mean about changes. I got sent a clip by somebody in the community who I know can very well damn shoot. In that clip, they shot the ball. The person, their player shot the ball before the ball was even released. So they're going up on the shot. The player's going up on the shot. The CPU came over and already contested it, and he was nowhere to be found when he caught the ball and shot the ball and went up and formed. How does that happen? It looked like it was that's a change in the game, shooting wise. So that's a contest. How is that a contest? If I posted that clip to the timeline, oh boy. So listen, that's what people don't want to start doing. Because the stuff that I see and get sent, if I started posting, oh boy. People's eyes would be wider than Uncle Shannon, okay? Because it's getting ridiculous. I'm talking, I don't come with no bull job. I come with them receipts. You heard? Because like I said before, I'm only going to stand on business. And guess what? Y'all can get great. But how it is, and yeah. Because this game was fine a week ago. It literally was fine a week ago. People who played it a week ago were fine with it. And then you get 2 patches, and they're like, why do they keep making changes with this and that? I feel slow now. I feel sped up. I feel this. Stop changing it. Stop adjusting it. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to satisfy. You have this needs to be fixed, and then this needs to stay the same. The 2 different communities, because you see it. Yeah, this is good. It'd be hard to develop a game in the social media, and that's just me being an old head talking about that. I am excited about the NBA being back, Ramsey. Big couple games tonight, ring ceremony. Emo Jimmy leading the Heat. Who's your team?
The Miami Heat.
I think I just spoiled it. Why the Heat? Why the Heat?
Because of the 3rd best shooting guard of all time, Dwayne Wade.
Okay. Now, do you have expectations for your Heat this season?
Playing team.
Okay. That's And so have you been to any basketball games, pro basketball games? Because that's kind of what we were all brought together here way back in the day, chatting about basketball, chatting about wins. And, going to a basketball game it can be a shared experience. Have you been to many basketball games?
Yeah, I've been to plenty.
Any stick out? Anything that you say, oh, man, I was there when this happened?
Collegiate probably was there in 2019. He was here. The tournament, NCAA tournament was here in 2019. And I got to see, I was there to watch Carolina, obviously, and I was there the night that UMBC beat Virginia the first time. That was the very first year or first time ever, that a 16 they beat a 1. So that was really awesome because, everybody in the arena was like against Virginia, so it was just lovely. At that point, on the professional side, one of the best ones that I remember. I've been to a couple games when I went to school in Florida, down in Miami, but I think my best game that I ever seen was I was at Game 6 in 2016, watching my GOAT D Wade destroy the Hornets and send it to a Game 7 because Purple Shirt Man this guy, we call him Purple Shirt Man around the city, he still, like, gets ragged on for it, too, because the Hornets were up 3-2 in that series, and they had the closeout game basically at their house, and D-Wade, at the time, I mean, obviously 2016, he was 3 years from his championship, and, you know, post-LeBron era, and everybody was like, oh, can the Heat do it? Well, D-Wade was having a good game, and I'm thinking, we're going to lose because nobody else wants to help him. And then in the fourth quarter, that guy started chirping at D-Wade. And that's something you don't do with the greats. And D-Wade started hitting threes like it was '06. I mean, he was hitting fall-away threes, fadeaways, everything. And then I'll never forget, when he hit the final three to put him away, he dapped up Julius Peppers courtside. I was going crazy. So that was one of the best one of the best moments. Besides, I mean, watching Ray Allen hit that three to save the season in 13. But in live action, that was cool. Because, I mean, I never forget that arena was silent. Jordan was silent. And, yeah, it was good. It was a good night.
That's amazing. And that's the one thing about the sport of basketball where it's something, if you try harder, it seems like the benefit is there, the effect is there. Because, like, with golf, if you try harder, you're not going to do better. But where basketball, you can will yourself to give a little more, especially if there's somebody chirping at you. You know, were you a trash talker playing ball, Ramsey?
Of course, but I only talk trash when I know I can back it up. I'm not gonna talk trash on a 6'5" guy if I play in the paint, but I'm gonna talk trash if I can body you and I'm a rebound. I'm like, hey, you too little.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
I like that. Did you play any basketball? I know you have a football background and a little bit of baseball, but did you play basketball at all? Just pick up. Okay.
Pick up.
Okay. And any good story about winning a game, winning a pickup game against like maybe a family member, or I know you have a 2K grudge match you have to do. But is there any kind of a basketball? Because me and my friends, we always had 3v3. And sometimes somebody's little brother would have to come along, and they'd be on my team because I was probably the most talented of the six of us, to pat myself on the back.
We had a good group. We had about 6 of us, 6 to 8, always growing up. So we would play football, basketball together.
Oh, yeah. And the bragging rights. Neighborhood bragging rights are big. They're
we definitely did neighborhood bragging rights. Like, so the neighborhood, we had these guys come over one time and they were like, y'all want to play a series? And they were like, we'll go to 7. We played all day, and game 7 was in the rain, and they were like, oh, we're just going to continue. I was like, no, y'all going to roll your shorts up and y'all going to give me a stop. Give me a stop. So we played in the rain, and it wasn't like raining to where it was like, it's unsafe. It was just like a light drizzle. So I'm like, it's not really rain anyway. It's just a little, Yeah. And we played in it, and our best shooter, he kept trolling, and then they were coming back. And I jacked him up by the collar, and I was like, look, this was about to happen. I'm going to block this shot. I'm going to get it to you, and you knock it in and stop playing. Because we were up we were going to like 15. We were like 13 to 10. But then they go on they score 1, and then they score. So it was like 13 to 12. I'm like, you're trolling. Like, so then I got the block because I knew I could block the kid because I knew all game he kept like trying to pump, and I'm like, all right, he's going up. So I just tapped it away and then got it and then kicked it out, and he used the bank like Tim Duncan. And it was in. I was like, I don't care. Hey, Tim Duncan, bank shot was gold. There you go. Oh, yeah.
I could see you running off the court, hands in the air, too. Oh, yeah. I could see that. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Well, my hope, they tie this IRL basketball, the NBA basketball into my team. That's my hope for it. I don't know if they will. But it takes teammates to get it all together. Like what we saw with the Nuggets. Ramsey, you've been a great teammate of mine. Even when we're not playing the same game. Even when we are. So, You'd be one of the teammates I'd pick. But if you had to pick two teammates to help you get a win, help you get a dub, who you picking?
So I would pick two, but I'm bringing three for this event, and I'm gonna pick my boy Inman, Sped, and Minnie. Yeah, we. If I needed to win, I got my boys, and we gonna handle it.
Oh, yeah, that's
what I'm picking.
That's Comp Squad. Comp Squad. And I do want to say what up Pimp Juice to Freebase. So
what's up, Freebase? Hey, Freebase, you get to live for an extra week because you know LSU gotta come to Goat Sabers house, and y'all about to get turned away like them Tennessee Volunteers now. Just be ready now.
I love it. And if anybody else does have a basketball story, I know there's basketball on TV right now that a lot of people are probably watching, anxious to get back to. I do appreciate everybody that has spoken in all of these spaces. And I do appreciate the people that do put out the content for us to consume, as 2K fans, as streamer fans, as people fans. Because when you watch a streamer, you get a little bit of the game, and like Ramsey said, you get to meet the people. And so when they're struggling with the game, when they're going through things, fans feel it. Fans are affected by it. That's what it is, Ramsey. So I can empathize with you, because the shooting and everything, I see it, and especially watching people that you hang out in their streams, and when they go through it, when they're enjoying something, everybody's enjoying it. When somebody's angry, it seems like it's easy to join in the anger. As a stream fan, how am I trying to say this? It seems like we can be swayed by watching streamers a little bit. Ramsey, would you agree? If we're watching somebody having a miserable time, we might all be joining in that miserable time, whereas we're watching somebody have an amazing time. Because it seems like that's why LeHamsa is one of my favorite streamers. You never know if he's winning or losing by his tone. He's never too angry and he's never too happy. He's just he plays the game and he enjoys it. And that's why the basketball story was the first one I thought about was LeHamsa's story. How calm, cool, and collected. Not a basketball player back then, but went out and won a 3-point contest. Calm, cool, and collected. And that's kind of how we have to approach, content creation or life as well. We really got to try not to get too high, try not to get too low. We're going to have good days, we're going to have bad days, we're going to have terrible days, and we're going to have amazing days. But as long as you find the right people to go through it with, maybe the bad days aren't as bad, and the amazing days are even a little better. So, with that, I appreciate everybody hanging out. I know it. I told myself it's all about if people want to chat. No time limits, no time frames, but with that being said, Ramsey, you still there? All right, possibly not. With that being said, next week is Halloween, so there probably will not be a Tuesday night space. Possibly do some family time if I've my saying it, but. Whether you're enjoying the game, whether you're frustrated with the game, remember, it's easy to be frustrated with electronics and bots and stuff, but let's try not to be too frustrated with each other as we go along this, because man, it turns into a slippery slope of criticizing the game to criticizing somebody in person. So. As long as we can keep looking for the good stuff, Season 2 is underway. NBA is back. Wemby's playing tomorrow. And go Spurs. Please comment, like, and subscribe for YouTube. And have a great night. Yes, thank you everybody for listening. Happy Halloween.